9 qualities of people with high emotional intelligence. There are many types of intelligence. The best known of all is IQ, intelligence quotient, which is mainly associated with our ability to reason logically and our ability to memorize things. Another more recently introduced type of intelligence is the CQ, curiosity quotient. People with a high curiosity quotient are generally smarter. The curiosity quotient focuses on a person's ability to study and learn about new topics. The most important of all, however, is perhaps the emotional intelligence quotient, EQ, which consists of the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, and to recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of other people. It is extremely important to understand how we can best manage our own emotions and those of others, especially in difficult and high-pressure situations where we often end up making decisions or doing things we would not normally do. The constant growth of our emotional intelligence will have an impact on all our relationships with other people. In this video, we'll have a look at 9 qualities that distinguish a person with high emotional intelligence. Let's get started. Number 1. Empathy. Empathy is the ability to place ourselves in the emotional state of another person, perceiving in this way his or her emotions and thoughts. There are 3 important types of empathy. Cognitive empathy. This is the type of empathy that allows us to clearly sense what the other person is thinking and fully understand their point of view. It is the typical empathy used by great speakers, salesmen, and negotiators. Essentially, of all the forms of empathy, this is the least deep and developed, because while there is an understanding of the emotions of others, there's often a lack of compassion and a desire to actually care about what other people are feeling and to want to do something to help them. Emotional empathy. In this second type of empathy, the relationship that is created is deeper, and you're able not only to understand, but also to really feel within yourself the feelings of other people. This type of empathy is therefore a step higher than the cognitive one, because it allows us to understand and even feel on our skin the moods of others, but not necessarily to feel compassion for them. Compassionate empathy. This last type of empathic sensitivity implies what is called empathic concern. In the compassionate empathy, all the qualities of the other 2 types of empathy are merged together, and we are therefore able to understand the emotions of the other person, to feel them within us, and in addition, we can also understand how to help that person. This is therefore the truest and most authentic form of empathy, the one of those who make altruism and the welfare of the community their flag and their mission in life. People with high emotional intelligence generally have a high level of empathy, and before drawing conclusions or hasty judgments, can put themselves in the shoes of the other person and try to understand a given situation from the point of view of others. Number 2. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is the art of knowing ourselves to be able to manage our life in the best possible way, aware of our weaknesses and strengths. Not understanding our own limits, not knowing our own shortcomings, and looking for scapegoats to justify our own defeats are unfortunately very common behaviors in many people. It is often very difficult to accept criticism and take responsibility for our mistakes. This does not mean that we should give a lot of weight to every form of criticism we receive, however. If we receive constructive feedback from a person we believe to be more knowledgeable than we are in a specific field, then maybe it's time to stop and think for a moment. They may be right after all. As discussed in a recent video, getting to know ourselves is essential to help us setting realistic goals and creating the best path to achieve them. Number 3. Positive thinking. Emotionally intelligent people are self-confident. They understand well that they are masters of their own destiny. They know that with perseverance, hard work, and a positive attitude, they can achieve their desired results. As seen in the previous point, they're self-aware people who know exactly what they are today and what they want to become tomorrow. They know that spending time complaining and feeling sorry for themselves will not bring them any results, and that besides being a waste of time, these activities will also take away emotional energy that could be better used in other ways. The attitude that we have towards life is the one thing that is always under our control. We can choose to look at the world in a positive or a negative way. Let's not forget that when we're happy, when we're optimistic, we'll be more motivated to succeed by projecting ourselves towards the goals we've set for ourselves, whatever they may be, from small everyday things to big victories. Number 4. Curiosity. Quoting Albert Einstein, "I have no special talents, I'm just passionately curious." The reality is that when you're curious, you're also passionate, and when you're passionate, you're motivated to have the best for yourself. You want to learn and know more. This growth mindset will bring positivity into your life and will also help you in other areas of your life, such as your relationships with others. People with a high curiosity quotient are generally more tolerant of others and are more motivated to invest time in themselves and to acquire new knowledge. Be curious. Do not be afraid of what is different, and always try to learn new things and have new experiences. Number 5. Analytical Mindset. People with a high emotional intelligence quotient like to process the information available to them analytically. They keep analyzing past information and habits to understand how they can be improved for the future. Problem solving for them is a challenge, and they love to ask why things happen. Having an analytical mind means having a healthy appetite to continually improve oneself, always remaining open to new ideas. Number 6. Needs and desires. There's a big difference between what we want and what we really need. In 1954, the psychologist Abraham Maslow proposed a motivational model of human development based on a hierarchy of needs, arranged in a pyramid, according to which the satisfaction of the most basic needs is a necessary condition for the emergence of those of a higher order. The basic needs, once satisfied, tend not to reappear, while social and relational needs are reborn with new and more ambitious goals to be achieved. It follows that dissatisfaction, both at work and in public and private life, is a widespread phenomenon that can find its cause in the failure to realize a person's potential. For Maslow, in fact, self-realization requires a series of personality characteristics, social skills, and technical skills. At the base of the pyramid, there are needs essential to survival, while climbing to the top, we meet the more intangible needs. We must understand exactly what we really need in our lives and differentiate that from what we desire, but can live without. Emotionally intelligent people know exactly how to distinguish between these two categories, and they always make sure to obtain the basic needs before moving on to the next levels of the pyramid. Number 7. Passion. Choose a job you love and you will never work a day in your life. Confucius. People with high emotional intelligence quotients are passionate about what they do, and their passion is contagious. Having a true passion for something will lead us to do it naturally and with great motivation because of our love for it. When we hear someone speaking passionately about something, it transmits positivity and often gives us the drive to follow their footsteps. Think about famous athletes who made epic speeches in their lives. How did you feel after listening to their words? Being able to transmit this energy is a virtue of emotionally intelligent people. Number 8. Adaptability. Emotionally intelligent people understand when to go their own way and when it's time for a change. Having the ability to make decisions and deal openly with change instead of complaining, especially in today's ever-changing world, is one of the most important skills a person can have and is a significant trait of emotionally intelligent people. Remember, if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always gotten. So it's important to determine when it's time for changes and what those changes should be. Obviously, every change carries some amount of risk with it, and sometimes we'll make mistakes and pay the price for them. But the key point here is to evaluate each situation rationally and not be afraid of making bad choices if we think that they have a positive expected return in our lives. Number 9. Desire to see others succeed. People with a high degree of emotional intelligence love not only to succeed themselves, but they also love to inspire others to have the same level of success. They are true leaders. They know that the success of their friends or acquaintances will also help them grow as individuals, as they'll see these victories as a source of inspiration to one day achieve their own goals. This approach not only is a great medicine against envy, but it also helps revitalize our passion and push us toward achieving our next goal. It helps us make new allies and create new relationships that will bring mutual benefits. That's it for today. If you liked the video, I suggest you watch the video titled The 9 Types of Intelligence that you can find on this channel. I'm sure you'll love it. I invite you to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell if you haven't done so already, and I wish you a wonderful rest of the day.